I need copyright free, man. I'm gonna say, go ahead, chew that up, round. What about that? I'm good with that. You can chew that up round. Well, that's creepy. We're not going down that road. Copyright free medieval music. Why would you get any music that's not copyright free? Like, going backwards on this one. No, that does the same thing. Fax it on, fax it on. All right, people, we are going to be working on our medieval watermill today. I want to be moving some of this stuff over. Get it over here. Put this over here, like so. I'm going to bring over our dock system over here. This is our dock. Put it over there. So we can get our houses all moved over there. So we can begin the process of building our watermill, which we have to work on next. I need to be put up a little bit more sturdier for a watermill. And I gotta get a chance to work in my canyon over there. I might just paint that ahead of time now, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's get this to tilt up. Right from here we can. Oops, not gonna do a bird. I think it's in there somewhat. Where's my fan at? I need my fan over here to get some cool air on this stuff. Let's see. Got plenty of glue sticks. I got six packs of glue sticks. Don't get hooked on my foot. Giant Gear of the War boots. Okay. I gotta work on your trim. And yeah, definitely gotta work on your trim. Trim definitely needs work. Scissors. Oh, this is great. Move that back. Were you the second one I put together? You are the second one I put together. I think I'm gonna cut a window here in the front for it. I'll put a window in there. That should be good. Got it up there. know, if I build this one instead. Jeez, we seriously got the whole freaking cord on your foot. Definitely have to remove this. Ouch, that sucks. Oh no, that's our banister. We have to. Where's the banister? Where's the banister over there? No, we're gonna do the doorway. Everything cut that for the doorway. Yeah. Man, not, is it, weird thing about it, crazy thing about it is, not just for computers, but everything. Like, the Lord blessed me with my IQ, basically advanced in a lot of stuff. So, studying hydroelectric energy and learning about outer space and history. I love history. So, the Lord just gave me more knowledge than just building PCs. I got a lot of knowledge and so much stuff. Yeah, God is amazing. And even now, constructing with these cardboard builds, I was sitting back and asking, like, man, we can build whatever we want. We can build our own PCs, and now we can design our own screens to match our PCs. Instead of going out and buying a monitor, we don't have to do that anymore. I'm making my own. So that's how amazing God is. Now I know the devil may try to use what I said on camera. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. As long as I know what the Lord has given to me, it's all that matters. But it's sad because people don't know the games they play are very dangerous. You condemn and curse yourselves. Stop your own blessings. The Lord wants to give you good things, but He can't give you those good things because you stop your own blessings. This is great music. I like this. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us with nice and good, pretty music. Ooh, that came out nicely. I was going to see that pop up. I'm like, oh, snap. Raining cowboy. All right. Came out nicely right there. And what kind of a workers do right there. music. There's got a bunch of commercials in there. This is just straight music. It's happy. It's almost kind of drawn out and dreary, but it's very happy music. One of the things I suffer from when it comes to the breathing problems is getting colds. Scary, because they feel like my lungs are filling up with fluids. It scares the crap out of me. That brings on nightmare anxieties. So it put me on anxiety medicine. But I don't like to put a lot of stuff in my system. I take it if I really, really need it. I try to find other ways to like beat those problems, and these builds are so relaxing. So Lord blesses me with another way to deal with it. You know, God is amazing at every level. And I'm sorry if there's some of you out there don't like me talking about the Lord. I feel sorry for you. I pray for you. All right, let me see. I need a couple more on that one. Turn it into taco. Order stuff. I'm more excited about the boxes getting here than I do about the stuff in the boxes. Like, oh crap, the box is here. Oh, it's a big box too on top of that. Oh, I'm so happy to make the box is so huge. What stuff we can build from a box. So now I can understand what he goes through. He likes the boxes. I think also too, with what went on with a lot of people almost losing their funding, shows you the importance of food banks. When food banks ask for donations, you know, some people don't want to do donations because you felt the donations, they felt that they don't affect you. It did affect you, didn't it? A lot of federal workers got affected by that. These people got very good jobs. They're sitting in these lines getting food because they had no food, no money. They accept their paychecks. Now you understand how important it is to give to food banks, to help out charities at the end of the day. We all get together and donate money to these food banks to help them out. When a situation happens like that, we all have to band together. We need each other. We are taken care of. That's why it's important when those food banks ask for donations, give donations. Because it wasn't just the poor. It wasn't just the certain class. It was everybody got caught up in that madness. Veterans, military, all of them got caught up in that stuff. Only people really didn't have to worry about was people who had money. And they couldn't care less whether or not your kids went hungry or not. And you even had federal workers up there in line. That woman said, I never would have thought I would be in line getting food. I don't have any money to pay my bills or nothing. Everybody felt that hit. So it is important that you give to your shelters, because again, you got a chance to see what it's like to be on the other side. Sometimes you got to walk a mile in someone's shoes to understand what it's like. When you see that homeless person out there and got enough money to get a meal at the end of the day, feed them. Because you walked a mile in their shoes. You know what it's like now. But they got that every day. Sometimes the Lord can use an evil man and make it make sense. And I know it sounds crazy when he says that, but yeah, we can use an evil man to make you get to understand the point. We didn't make it so that one person, people, only a certain class, everybody got hit with it. The next time you walk past a person who may have a federal job, make good money at the end of the day, and you see a man out there that got his cup out and he's hungry, you know what it feels like now. You sit in that line. Now, it's a shame you had to go through that, but sometimes you got to understand what it's like. And some people that are make that money at the end of the day do give at the end of the day. They do. Because some of them understand that they were poor themselves. Some of them didn't have it. Like one guy sat there and said himself, you know, the position I'm at, you got to understand, my mother we grew up like that. We grew up on food stamps. My brothers and sisters, military, high-ranking officers, heavy college degrees and make very serious money. We grew up that way. We grew up in Section 8. We grew up in the projects. We lived in the projects at one point. My mother was on welfare, all that stuff. I know what that's like. That's why I always carry money in my pocket, that every time when I walk out that door, if somebody needs something to eat, I got you. I'll never forget. You know, you got to be careful how you treat people. I tell people, I don't want to feed them because so-and-so, I don't want to get no money. You got to be careful about that. It speaks in the Bible about that. Be careful how you treat people. At the end of the day, you never know if you're entertaining angels. You ever heard that term before? It's actually true. Angels do come down. Angels are curious about us. They are. They're curious about us. And you never know what you're entertaining that day. If you entertain something evil, then you're going to get something evil in return. And if you're entertaining an angel, you're going to get blessings in return. Be careful how you treat people. You never know what you're entertaining that day. Careful how you get nasty with people today. You don't know what you're talking to. You don't have any idea what you may be having a conversation with. Treat everybody with kindness, and you don't have to worry about treating the wrong people wrong. You heard that term before? I said, be real careful. This is a very interesting world you live in. It's not as sought out as you think it is. You think the world's all figured out? Not even close to it. Really, you're not supposed to be in that direction. Actually, you're supposed to be in that direction. Frankly. Well, tiny window. Man, my sister's son had me crying. He was out walking the dog, and he wants to get licensed to carry. I was like, well, getting on lethals. You know, you have to worry about killing anybody, just getting on lethals. He said, they're going to stop him? Yeah, stop him. Rubber bullets hurt. I hurt like a mother jumper. I know, because I put on a vest and let my friend shoot me when at a distance, and I can still feel that hit. It was painful. So I couldn't imagine if I was in a t-shirt and I got shot with one of those things. Very painful. So I was showing him how to go about getting one. You know. So very safe. You don't have to worry, at the end of the day, you have to worry about killing somebody, because a lot of people can't live with that over their head. They can't deal with that. I couldn't deal. I could deal with it when I was out in the streets. Out in the streets, I could take your life quick. Not worry about it. It's just an everyday thing. That's all it was. You was at the wrong place in the wrong time, and I caught you. But thank God I never killed anybody, so I'm happy about that one. I had the mentality for it. And then as I started carrying, I thought about, what if I kill somebody and they don't get a chance to go to heaven because of me? I'm responsible for that. Don't carry my lethals anymore. I carry non-lethals. Because I can't kill anybody. I can put them down, and they got a chance to live, and they got a chance to find God. So that's why I don't carry them no more. It's a cookie window. So, yep. So I don't carry no more. Not like that. And hopefully, God keeps me protected. I never ever have to ever use anything like that to protect myself on anybody, because I don't want to. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to ever have to pull my firearm ever on anybody. I'd rather prefer, I don't drink, but hey, just go get a beer, play some darts. Prefer that life better. But yeah, so we had this conversation about the non-lethal, and he was like, "What if I get a cannon? What a cannon? What kind of cannon are we talking about?" Because I want to get like one of those medieval cannons. I mean, yeah, it was a medieval cannon. Medieval cannon. We wanted a cannon from like the 18th century. You wanted one of them. I said, dude. I said, you're gonna kick back on one of the things at the end of the day. That thing will basically push you back in your living room. If you imagine me, somebody beating on my door, talking about we're here for so and so and so, and I open up the door and I'm dressed with the powder wig and I got the whole freaking ruffle and the necklace and all that. I got a big cannon staring in the face like, do we choose violence? Yay or nay? He says, yes. He says, yay. And then you just pull out this lighter, go boom, and the whole cannon goes off and kicks back into the room, blows all the glass out of the house. But dude's like completely gone. That's a burnt spot we used to be at. I said, that is freaking hilarious. Yes, here's a funny sense of humor. Do we choose violent, yay or nay? You're sitting up there and you got an 18th century cannon staring you in the face. Yeah, you're not going to be alive. That's just funny. They chose violence. I had to use my cannon. Got the powder wig on too? Got the powder wig on too. He's in there crying about that. That cannon had kick. It had a lot of kick to it. The recoil on those cannons were, yeah, they kicked, they jumped off. The wheels jumped and everything up in the air. I do say I'm my word. Gotta put our windows in right there. That's what you get to with the windows. Hey, what did you just find? I just found cardboard for that. I can put that window in today. All right. So right now we're working with the carpenters. Carpenters. installing Windows. Or Windows. So like when you guys want to get over to install the Windows, we're putting them in today. And then when we're done, we're going to go over and have some beer. Ouch, Mother George. We're going to have some beer. Or some ale. I'm going to say ale. We ale. We're done. Yeah. Go to the local tavern and get some ale. I don't think we have taverns. We have bars. I think in England, I think they have the taverns. I mean, you guys have taverns over there. I want to go to a tavern. See what that's like. Ireland, Scotland, we all have taverns over there. I'm going to check out one of your taverns. I don't drink, but I want to see what it's like in there. Especially if they're all singing around a piano or something. That would be freaking cool. Man, that would be awesome. Like, instead of having, like, the jukebox in there and all that stuff, that modern stuff, somebody break open a piano, everybody get into a song. That's beautiful. Danny Boy. That's one of my favorite songs, though. Danny Boy. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Bunch of big grown men crying on Danny Boy. I would too. It's a beautiful song. It's a very beautiful song. I'd cry up too. Yeah! Boy, that sacrifice burn was real painful. But it's worth the sacrifice. Oh, don't get the spider fingers now. We don't need spider fingers in here. No. We must go through the sacrifice of the burn. Oh. They have these things you can put on your fingers. Keep it from getting burned from the glue. But what is the point of building? You can't feel the pain of your build. One must become one with the pain. For it's not the pain that you fear. It's the fear that you fear. That doesn't make any sense. Makes perfect sense. To accept oneself is to know oneself. In order to be there, you have to be here. And to be here, you have to be there. You're speaking in riddles, my friend. You're speaking in riddles. You make no sense. I make perfect sense. Imagine to put the freaking windows in. You gotta put them in square by square. Oh, absolutely insane. Insane. I tell you, you know, that's not a bad idea. How come we just don't build a window frame and just stick it in there? Because it'll be so much easier than doing it that way. I didn't really think about that part. That definitely would make my job so much easier. And building it that way, they just built the entire window frame and just stick it in there. Because we have to get off his channel. He's talking about rituals again. He's talking about rituals. I think the last one I went to rant about basically relationships somewhere in there. Yeah, people, it's going to happen. It happens. I go into these rants. This stuff this is really tiresome. That's why I try to switch up from building to building. We got this good music playing in the background. It's 14th century jam. It's 14th century jam, baby. Well, just came off the violin last night. George Washington up in the music hall spitting bars. Oh, sorry about to lay another hot track in the studio. Can you imagine Mozart, freaking Beethoven, Chernowski today in the booth bragging about bars? Oh, that'd be freaking hilarious. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. What you know about that sympathy, son? Sympathy, son. That's right. I dropped them violin bars. Matthew McConaughey, that's what his name is, Matthew McConaughey. And they had him on freaking freaking Wheel of Fortune. No, Jeopardy, had him on Jeopardy. On freaking Saturday Night Live. Jim Carrey played him. He did a great job on him. It was just funny as I don't know what. At this point, I didn't know whether I was dreaming him or he was dreaming me. And I'm pretty sure 100% I left the keys running in my Cadillac. And yet, I was really good with it. Oh man. Are we? Oh man, the music changes up too on top of that. That's what I'm talking about. Next time I'm going to build the whole window and stick it in there. Because it'll be much easier than doing it this way. Oh, it's right there. Way easier to do it that way. Yeah. There we go. Woo. Mother Frankenstein. Or you could have put the frames on the other side and just dropped them in that way. Should have been much easier to do it that way instead. Excuse me. I feel great. I prayed and I got sick and I prayed and the Lord took it away. The Lord took it away. Took away my cold, took away my sickness, took away it all. Took away everything. Yep. I'm faith in God and say, Lord, I am sick. Take away my cold. And I prayed a couple of times almost landed in the hospital. Because my lungs were killing me. Oh, they're aching so badly. And I prayed. I believe that if I take my hand and I put it down on my chest where it hurts, or anywhere where it hurts, and I put my hand where I can feel the warmth coming off my hand, I know that's Jesus. There's Jesus right there. And it goes away. Takes it all away. Some people prefer I not talk about God. I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to talk about Him. 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 Every chance I get, I'm going to talk about Jesus. Every chance I get. My Lord is speaking to me right now. Because the Lord don't talk to me. Lord talk to you. Just don't listen. That's all. The Lord's speaking to you. He's speaking to you. Gotta listen to Him. You understand how much the Lord loves you. How much God loves you. He speaks to you. You just don't want to listen to Him. Ignore Him. Oh, look at that. Nice job. Thank you, Jesus. That came out real nice. I like that right there. That came out real nice. Yeah, I just want to put a little... Understand in there. Nice little peekaboo window in there. This is going to be, let me see, on this side here. Turn this side here at the bottom window. Florence said to me, why do you talk about God so much? I said, well, for God, I wouldn't have the things I have in life right now. He says, well, I don't like the fact you talk about God all the time. This guy had 1 million followers. 1 million followers. It's sad. I don't like the way you talk about God all the time. You talk about God too much. Why you always gotta talk about it? Scaring away my people I do business with because they don't want to hear about God. Nope. And why they don't want to hear about God? So the wing pops off the plane, or the brakes on the train don't work no more, or some freaking virus clenching the earth. Now you want to hear about God. Now you want to talk about Jesus. Now you want to listen. As I always say, my dad used to say, there's no atheists in the foxhole. That's the last place going to be an atheist at, in the foxhole. Right, Lord, we got this section completed. I want to definitely put a trim in there. So I'm going to take this right here, if I can grab it, because it seems to have a mind of its own. I'm going to start working on our trim around the top area there. Now, somebody was saying, well, we don't want to be in the room with them. That's good. That ain't bothered by me. I'm talking to God. The Lord's talking to me. That's why I like doing these bills, because I hear the Lord talking to me. Telling me how to put it all together. Me and my Lord. For those of you who deny His calling. Don't deny it for too long. When the call is out to you, answer. Alright, my Lord, trim. Oh, that stuff right there. That's our post. Around over here. And there. I think we get this done for Christmas, or some are done for Christmas. Maybe put some Christmas trees in there. It'd be nice to add some Christmas trees in there. People get mad at me because I don't want to fornicate. And don't call me nasty things because I don't want to. You know what a succubus is? It's female demon. Oh, there's all types. There's all types. That's what it is, the female demon. If it scares you what I say at the end of the day, then you need to walk with God. You need to walk with God. And most of all, I don't want to sin because my Lord hung on the cross for me. You don't get that part, right? You know, Jesus came down here and died on the cross for you. And you'd rather have the world instead. You don't want Jesus, right? All he did for you. Imagine how incredible that must have been. Not him dying. I mean, amazing that he did that for us. And yes, it is incredible. And sad he had to go through all that pain for us. But the fact that the people got a chance to be with him, talk to God, the creator of the heavens and earth, talked with him and walked with him. And that must have been amazing. Oh, so many things that I love to this. But, you know, Lord be it, I'll get my turns to go to heaven and see him. There's so many things I want to talk to him about. So many things I want to know. And then people in church sometimes talk about the riches and gold of heaven, all the rubies. I don't want none of that. I don't want any of that. No. I'm thankful that the Lord may offer it to me to give to me, but I don't want that. All I want to do is just talk to the Lord. Talk to the Lord, and one of my things I want more than anything in the world is I want to hear God laugh. That's what I want. I want to hear God laugh. I'm going to try my hardest to look as hard as I can. I mean, I don't want to get comfortable and everything that, okay, I'm baptized and, you know, and I believe in Christ as my Lord and Savior. I don't want to get lazy and think at the end of the day that I should automatically go to heaven. I want to keep working every day harder to try to do my best, to try to serve him the best way I can. You know, I can't do it my best way because I'm in a sinful body, but I want to try my best. I'm going to start reading more of my Bible, because every time you read the Bible it says it changes. So I'm going to go back to the beginning again, and I'm going to read it the second time. Yeah, no, should have did that way better instead. I think it would have came out better if you did that way instead. Yeah, you're right. That would have been better. Much better. I think we'll do it that way instead. Alright, I'll do that one. And that way better instead. I think that would be a better way to do it. I'm going to do a trace out on that one. No, I'm going to do something for that one. Doesn't mean the music is a little drawn out and dreary. That's way too dreary for me. Let me see. Can you finish the house here? I'm adding in our detail work to the watermill, because this is what the person of the watermill requested. Ouch, what a George. So stolen in that. And then they asked for a open window to add in more light to the watermill. So we are now adding that in. That's what they requested. That's what I feel. Every time we put one of these together, I feel that people are requesting what they want built, how they want it built or designed. We don't need a window sill in there, in our watermill. Oops. Try to get this thing in there. Okay. I do want to put some whatchamacallits in there. I think about not, but I think I am going to put them in there. It might be easier. No. I'm gonna keep it this way because there's something I want to do with this. So that's perfect. Just the way it is right there. I'm gonna do something different with that window on top of that. It's easier to cut, but we have a windmill on the other side. It's making me around a bit. Oh, that would be a fantastic idea. Thank you, Jesus. Lord just gave me an amazing idea. An amazing idea just now. Amazing idea. You definitely got to build it. Definitely got to build it. Yes. Look at that. So, out there, we're walking. Big boy saw. They must have not seen each other for a while. Bunch of girls out there screaming like, "Hey, hey!" It's funny. And a little ladies' moment out there celebrating. They must not have seen each other for a while. So out there, women like to scream and all stuff like that. It was just fun to watch. College buddies or military buddies or whatever, but they were happy to see each other. That's good. Oh, look at that. Let's go again. Oh, this is separating into two. Not good. Not a good sturdy piece indeed. No, should we just do it? I don't know. No, does this separate? It does separate. And this sturdy piece. Oh, okay. We use this. I still can't believe how I was coming up, going to my sister's place, and this guy, I don't know what he was, I think it's a country singer. I talked to him before, it's a country singer, whatever he was. And they randomly chose me they wanted me to run up to him and start screaming his name or whatever. I'm like, shouldn't you be getting a woman to do that? I don't have a dude screaming over another dude. If you don't want to do this, you know what I mean? What you want? Well, we can pay you. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But you know who this is? I don't know who he is. Pretty sure done good for himself if he's out here already doing this, so I wish you the best, but I'm not camera hungry. Some people need that limelight nonsense. I don't need it. I'm good. I like my world quiet. Sit back and work on my builds. Be in my own little peaceful world. Look out. Into my medieval music. Put my bills together. I got a new type of music I listen to now. I really like the medieval music. There are people that are into LARPing. I think LARPing's pretty cool. I have to try it one day. I mean, I love that medieval era. So I've been looking at a lot of cool stuff. People interested in the medieval era. Castle builds and stuff like that. So I'd be on your channel, watching your cool stuff, doing your cool stuff. Even now that people are building their armor out of cardboard, I watch all y'all stuff. I find all of it beautiful. I'm obsessed with the medieval era. I like the dragons and the folklores and all that stuff. fight me a little bit. Done. Hey, Tackle. How you doing? So what are you doing, Dad? We're working on the watermill. That's what we're doing right now. The elves of the watermill requested for the master carpenters to come in and detail their building. That's what we're doing right now. Look on my cats over there watching me do my build. Yeah, thank you for the support for people coming in and watching. Let's put this together. I do want to do, like I said, I want to work with kids on showing them how to build some pretty cool stuff. Like how to build their own shoebox PCs that they can decorate with their own artwork at the end of the day. I definitely teach kids how to build computers. And we do painting, arts and crafts, working with popsicle stick forts. No, I prefer we learn about the lighter version of it, not the darker version, because the darker version is jacked up. But the lighter version of it, of history, and teach them, I don't think I want to teach them about cowboys and Indians. No, I'm not teaching that. But we teach about the Wild West era, on the building of forts and how they put them all together. You ever read that? Go through that documentary before? So that's what I find interesting, because I never had a thirst for knowledge like that ever. So Lord bless me, and now I just have this knowledge to learn all types of stuff. It gave me the ability to understand it all. Even engineering. I'm in the process of building something pretty crazy. Hydroelectric energy. Hydroelectric energy. I'm actually building me a small little power plant. Yep. The knowledge didn't just stop at PCs, it just kept going. So anything that crossed my mind, I just picked up. And I can retain memory. Lots of memory. That's the one thing about basically intelligence, is being able to memorize everything that you can memorize everything that you basically retained. That's the point of intelligence. That's why one of the tests that they give you is this collage of all these different pictures, and it give you a look at it, take it away from you. How much of that can you memorize? Now, geniuses can remember everything in there, like literally everything in there. That's how they can tell exactly how your brain levels are, depending on how much memory can you retain. So numbers is me at the end of the day. I retain numbers. And I guess that involved with the PCs. All that RAM, memory, all the machines I built, different types, modifications, wires, cables. And then think about when it comes to the screen paints, if I show you what on my Crystal Edge account, I have 500 formulas made, all tested, every single one of them. I had to make every single one of them in my head. And then over here on my other account, I have 116 memorized chemicals in my head. For every combination, every design, it's in my head. AdTech, you want to know how much of that is embedded in my head. It's a lot. Then went to school for chemistry, and I have the first screen that can absorb sunlight at 50 to 300 lumens. Why? The projector's outside in the sunlight. So in order to figure out exactly how sunlight operates and how it's able to pass through light, you would have to understand physics. Quantum physics, advanced physics, microphysics, all that stuff. You have to understand that stuff. You have to get them to marry each other, work together as a team. Remember, you got light projectors passing out light and sunlight passing in, back and forth, from the front to the back. So how do you get an image to produce outside on a low minimum lumen projector that barely has enough lumens to pretty much be able to counteract with the light you're picking up outside compared to the light that you have inside, that most screens fade outside when we can get our screens to operate outside? It's a bit complicated, but it's not too complicated when you think about it. Not too complicated. Just have to understand how light travels. So they were like, oh, here we go again. He thinks he's smart. I never said I was smarter than anybody else. At the end of the day, I just understand it. But that's the reason why you guys are stuck in the dark, because you don't understand real ambient light rejection technology. You hide from it. You don't embrace it. Uh-oh, he's in the pile of cardboard. He's in his cardboard pile. Let's get started on my little window over here. What did you find in the cardboard pile? You and your cardboard. Lots of cardboard. Yay! Cardboard galore. So much cardboard. Yay! Taco, just more cardboard you can never have in your entire life. Yay! He's in cardboard heaven right now. There's tons of cardboard around him. Look at him. So much cardboard. Look. I got tons of it, Taco. Tons of shredded cardboard. Yay! More than I could ever want. That's how you pay a cat. A bounty of cardboard and catnip. That's how you pay them. You're the cardboard I requested for doing the job. Here you are. Your bounty of cardboard and catnip. Yay! That's what I love about Dynasty Warrior. Every time a general would get killed, they go, yay! In the background of the game. Oh, I gotta get back into Dynasty Warrior. I love that game so much. Samurai Warrior, I beat every single game, including all the expansion packs. Unlocked every single character. That game is so much fun. The strategy of war, exactly picking out exactly what team you need, whether archers, tigers, all kind. Oh man, freaking had a ball. I love playing that game. And every time you go shoot, your massive armies go out. Every time you topple a freaking like a general or a captain, a high brigadier, yeah. Oh man, watching the board slowly shrink as you crush your enemies. Man, I'm telling you. And the best thing I learned in playing Dynasty Warrior is strategies. Strategies is what I put all my money into. Because if they know the lay of the land, they know the people we're fighting at the end of the day, who we're going to battle, who we're going to war with. That's why you invest in strategies. Yep. It means the difference. Oh, I'm going to basically download that now. I miss Dynasty War. I'm going to get back into that, man. I used to play Dynasty War faithfully. Got to get back into that. I love strategy war games. I love them. I freaking love them. We're going to put in an interesting window. Let me see. I want to make it a top window like this. I want to do something different with it. So I think I'm going to cap you off right here. But I want something here. I want something here like this. I'm thinking of doing like this. Let me see. This is more cardboard I could never dream for. The castle is going to be owned by cats. The cats are actually kings in the castle. So I'm going to have Taco's portrait painted. First, we're going to take a picture of Taco, and we're going to turn it into an oil painting. Put him on one side, and then we're going to put his queen on the other side. I'm going to go farther out on this one. I want a window sill on this thing. Right here and here. I saw something today that gave me hope. I'm thinking that Allentown has an electronics stores on here. I can't find one in this neighborhood, in this downtown. I can't find one. And there it is. I found one. They got PCs in there. PCs in there. Now, am I interested in doing business with them? No, not really, to tell you the truth. But I'm interested if I can get parts from there. Now, they got cases in there, but I'm not interested in buying cases. I build my own cases. But still, it's a tech place at the end of the day. Who knows? Maybe they can order me some stuff. I saw some of the PCs they had in there. kind of chatter with them, see what they know. Their brains. I like to pick those brains in the day. Curious to know what they do, what they have. I'm going to show my AdTech flat screens. And here are portable screens in here. I'm going to show them those CPU monitors. We can use an ink pen, but we're going to skip an ink pen. We want to build it without it. We don't need it. We can build it without it. Use the ink pen for drawing. Hello, how are you doing? Come back to the Just Like That. See? Everything required. So for each area you grab, you memorize that spot exactly the same way it is. By just touching it, you know exactly where that spot is at. Just have fun with this one. Let's just try it. Let's do something interesting. Let's do it. I like to put a lot of detail in the windows. Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs. That's a very good game. I like that game. I think it was overlooked. Sleeping Dogs was an amazing game. I liked it. Some people didn't like Sleeping Dogs. I loved it. Each time we build one of these, we make them a little bit different. So we're going to build on this roof. You get back up there. Hearing the other elves talk about the building and how it's going along. It is interesting talk about putting on the roof. I want to do something different. We need to stand out. carry on. Have all these buildings were time stamped or when I shot the video, when I made them. So I'm going to put a plaque on the buildings, on the back or the front, on the date. But we're going to actually, instead of having it 2025, and change it over to something else. Like, well, it has to be accurate. So, you know. It has to be accurate to the time here. We're in some kind of future world. So it has to be accurate. That's fine. Cool. Oh, Lord, that's not going to work on that side. I have to slant it here. All right, let's see how this one works out. Good, it's going quite fine indeed. Slide any fingers? Let me see, scissors. So I want to put down. This is being the water mill. I want to put down a wheat field in there, and I want to put the wheat field in there using a wagon. I want to build our own wagon, put straw in. nicely. When it's done, let's finish this one off here. Now, some people may say that the houses we're building here are not accurate to this time zone, but it's not designed to be accurate. This is fantasy. We're just building something beautiful. That's all we're doing. Building something different. Taco's making biscuits again. Taco's making biscuits, biscuits, biscuits. Taco's making biscuits for everyone. Taco, you making biscuits in there? He's making biscuits. He was just making biscuits a few minutes ago. He's gonna making biscuits for everyone. Not just for me, for everybody. Let's see how I want to do this. I'm thanking my Lord for helping me get through that cold. That cold was brutal, but my Lord got us through. Got us through that cold. Yes, He did. Thank you. So there. Actually, this is more precise. Nothing on the floor. There you go. Well, nice. Oopsie, where you going? Stay put. Much to do with you. Take off on me. Scissors. Where's scissors at? Seriously? Oh. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Ugh. Man, I gotta put more glue on that because that dried already. That dropped right down to the bottom. see. Drop that. This one's too run all the time. Alright, nothing there. There. Okey doke. Let me see. Oh, thank God. Oh, we just chewed up everything in here. Let's see. Come back. Did I plan this? No. Didn't plan any of this. I'm listening to what God tells me to do. I didn't plan any of this at all. Usually, mostly I got an idea when I put it together, but when it comes to the detail work, man, Lord tells me what to do. It's what I put together. So you wanted me to put these short tiles across, and then build this part right here. So the fellow who's buying the castle, yeah, so he's going to pay $1,000 for me to build this castle for him. Out of cardboard. Because it's all handmade. And he likes the way the detail work, how it glows in the dark, the lighting and all that stuff. Whew. Man, this is a long build, man. These look at these 4-hour builds, man. We're at 2 hours and 14 minutes already in on a watermill. These things are not even done yet. This is nowhere near done. It's nowhere near completion. This is the basic detail. We got detail 3 coming up next, and that's the real detail fine stuff we got to put in. Oh yeah, drain pipes and all that stuff. Because they had drain pipes back then, we had to install all that in there. Straws. Yeah, wait till we get to the landscaping. That's a whole nother section by itself. There's a ton of wiring going into this. I want this thing to look as realistic as possible. So yeah, it's a whole lot of work. And the reason why I like it, because there is a long build. The big ones behind us, yeah, they got to be finished too. But this is what I like about it, because again, it's a project I can't finish in one day. This takes time. Now we're going to be making straw pretty soon, and a wagon all out of cardboard. The pier, we have to make our own fishing nets, fishing rods, all that cool stuff at the end of the day. And we have to buy a lot of the other things we're buying, like little statues and figurines when we do this whole thing. Yeah. So it's really detailed. The storefront is going to have a tree that comes out the side. Actually, I got to build up a little back area behind that to put a tree house in there. A little nesty tree house in there. And mind, this is one section of maybe a lot of them, because they're going to connect together. These roads all connect together. So we got shipyards we want to build, the castle we have to put together. There is a sunken ship I want to do off the side of the ocean, where there's going to be a lighthouse out there, and you can actually, we're going to have screens in there where we can projector map Ghost in there. I'm going to bring this whole fairy tale world to life. All by using scraps of cardboard, Amazon boxes, and all to life. And there are probably people on other channels that don't like me saying, look, he's over there building with cardboard. Hey, talk it up. You bring more people into the room to watch and see what we're building and what we're putting together. We don't mind. see the hard work that goes in and the time to build these things and the hours we put in, assemble them. And then some people come in because they love the medieval era. As a matter of fact, I even signed up for a group chat room on medieval. So I can learn some stuff in there. Because there's people that know all kinds of stuff about the medieval era I don't know anything about. And I can learn from them. That's what it comes down. Never go full glass. You can always learn from somebody. So that's what I'm in there. I'm learning stuff from people. And I studied some stuff about medieval. These guys are history buffs at the end of the day. I learned so much from them. That's why I joined the room, to learn. And I show some of my medieval builds, and I tell them they're fantasy builds. Which means they're not accurate to the T. It's a fantasy design. And they respect it. They like it. So I appreciate it. One day I am going to build one. I'm going to build one stone, whole 9 yards, plaster, and whatever I got to do and build one. I'm going to build a real replica of one. I do like this arrow. Hatch or roof. I need small bits laying around. Can't forget George the Giant. So I got him in there also. George the Giant. You gotta have some ogres. Now the ogres aren't dangerous, they don't eat people and all that stuff. They just mischief. They just do mischief stuff all day. They don't like George. So you'll see areas of George painted on the wall, making them look silly because they don't like George. They're afraid of George. George keeps them away from the town. They do too much. You don't want anything in our little village to be dangerous. Even the dragons aren't dangerous. King and the dragons play. The dragons come in charging. And they have this kind of war play. Later on you'll see dragons and knights sitting together eating, talking. Well, when they talk, dragons talk themselves. So, hey, get it together over there. Hey, you got a problem with me? Got to straight it? Play it if you want. Go ahead, take it off the It's mine. It's mine, I'm keeping it. Sure. Carry on next up. You don't do that meow near me, you're the wrong person. I don't tolerate that crap, he knows it. Now watch your TV. So you'll see the dragon coming in and You see them firing arrows. Arrows can't hurt the dragon. It's all play. They have fun. And then later on, you'll see in the background, you'll see dragons playing with kings and jumping through hoops and stuff like that, with the knights and stuff. And they'll be blowing fire in the air, doing all kinds of designs and stuff, and the kids will be clapping their hands. It's a peaceful kingdom. Can we build all that? Yeah, we can build all that. We're building it right now. George, a giant, as a child, was fascinated by the humans. While you'll see mermaids in the ocean. So I figure all this, about a year, will take me. I couldn't figure out a better time to spend it. Me and the Lord building some cool stuff. Some people may say, that's the point of building all this. You can't take it with you. It's not for me. It's for others. You learn to lose your imagination. To dream outside the box. I even got a building I'm going to rent to put it in. The company will still be paying for it long after I'm off this earth. To spark the imagination of the young, the old, everyone. Design and create something different. Okay. There are the houses behind us that we can't put together. So I figure Some of the figures I'm not going to be able to find. So I have a friend of mine at the 3D printer. I have several 3D printers. I'm going to have him print me up some stuff. I'm going to design my own form of trolls and dragon. I want to build myself out of cardboard. I definitely will. Some things I can't build out of cardboard. So they're going to help me with it. What he was like, you're building the whole entire thing piece by piece? I was like, yeah. All piece by piece. I said, man, that's insane. Yeah, well, you know, it doesn't seem like it's a lot. It really doesn't. It's just, basically, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. There are days, yeah, I'm here, my back is killing me. Like the medieval the bar with tavern we're going to be going back to pretty soon to work on. Yeah, that was painful. Yeah. Tile system in the cobblestone was painted hard on my back. But we got it done. I'm going to invest in a different type of massage chair in here because I'm going to need it. Like that meme of that monkey who's squinting his eyes at that. So I felt like when I came off that chair, like, oh my goodness, this is going to jack me up for a while. And it did, mess me up for a bit. I'm going to show you the sample we're going to be using for the King's room. Has to be done differently. We have tile we're putting in there. It's a real cheap tile. We can buy it for real cheap at $70. Now, notice, like I said, this is all fantasy. So, they didn't have trains back then. So, what if we designed a medieval train? Fantasy medieval train. I think that'd be interesting. Of course, we have to build a track completely different. Ouch, what's behind me? Oh, it's fish. We have to build something different. Something really, really different. And we may make it a giant dragonfly. We made something really cool off it. A lot of seats on it, on the top, of course. So I figure the best way how we can make this thing look pretty realistic, like it's flying but not flying, is build a cardboard scaffold system to bring the train up. We can't use a heavy train to do that. We'll probably support the heavy trains. We need a G scale, good big, to do it. I can actually camouflage the train to make it look like a large, I don't make too big. I'll make a large, maybe insect. And we could do the tracks in the cloud system. That would be cool. We can use the support system underneath of it to make it like trees. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Oh man, we're right off the side. We're right off the side. Capiche. Coming back on the Fallout PC pretty soon. Yep. Working on that one next. Okay. Age a motherboard. Working on that project next. See, me and my sister's son talk about video games all the time. He's a big time gamer. Quite frankly, at this particular point in the game, I don't care on whose system is better. I just want a gaming system I can freaking game off. And I'm going to spend a lot of money. But unfortunately, I'm going to build a mine. I'm just going to build it. I'm not going through that freaking... Nah. You know one of the things I did look up on the Steam machine? I looked up that the Steam machine has the ability to play everything in the Steam library. And I got the answer was no. So, I don't know what it means by that. I don't know. I gotta check and look. I'm gonna see what some of these high-end games, like the AAA games, like what do they have, or AAA games. I want to see what specifications they have. There's nothing that required a 4090. I don't really know what you're even using that for. I mean, I could see some people using it for, but I don't know. Not just that. I'm curious what's the highest graphic card is needed to game off every game on Steam. I can tell specifications have changed because I built the gaming PC. I could literally game off everything in Steam. And now games have changed now. I've got to keep upgrading to bigger cards and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, that would be the reason why I went to an Xbox 360. Because I built myself literally a gaming PC. That Time Machine, yeah, that was a real powerful PC. The Pentium, or the i7 when it came out. I forget they 37 something, but anyway, when it came out, I had it when they first came out. I paid $800 for that chip. Oh my god, it's an SCH, not the first one. But anyway, I paid $800 for that microchip. And it was when they first came out, the i7s first came out, and that's what I paid for it. I got an MS motherboard and all that stuff, paid for all that stuff, and then turn around and, man, I didn't even have the system freaking that long. I think I had it for like about 3 years. And then find out one of the games I wanted to play, I had to upgrade my graphic card. And I was like, what the freak? I just paid all this money for this. I was so mad on that. I was like, no, I'm not putting any more money in this, man. I paid so much money, man, for this system. I need to update my graphic card for some game at the end of the day. Because it's up to game developers. The game developers demand you to have a certain chip, a certain graphic card. You're going to have to get that graphic card. So I'm like, man, this is freaking buffoonery, man. I'm done. I don't want to pay any more money. I paid a lot of money for this machine. So, I got an Xbox 360. That's what I purchased. And freaking had a ball on that machine. Despite the burnouts, I still had a ball with it. I still loved it. You know. But other than that, at least at the end of the day, I had to buy no more. Well, yeah, I had to keep buying a console over and over again. But still, yeah, kind of, well, whatever, I don't care. It did kind of even out to pretty much what I was, if I would have got a graphic card, because boxes weren't cheap. But I had a family on there, people I gamed with every day. I had a Halo clan on there, I was playing Unreal Tournament on there, so I wasn't about to give up my system. Now, I don't even play with, only people I play with online are family and people I know. Because why? I don't trust myself online with other people. I don't. That's the reason why I stopped myself and allowed myself to play online. I was getting in trouble. And when I found I was getting in this kind of trouble and I was entertaining things I shouldn't have been entertaining, at the end of the day, getting in fights, getting in arguments with people, and yeah, other stuff, you know. And I said, you know, if I can't act right and I can't be mature about this machine at the end of the day, then you can't game with anybody anymore. And that's what happened. I went back to PC. And I cut off all ties with gaming with anybody online ever again. Because I don't know how to act right. When I was on the Xbox 360, yeah, I did ban people's accounts that basically that were doing things they should not have been doing. You know, they should not have been doing that kind of stuff. If you're on there searching for kids or you want to be racist at the end of the day, you don't deserve to have an account anymore. But on top of that, I lost my temper a few times and I did, you know, do some things I shouldn't have did. So, you know, Left 4 Dead was my weak spot. I was always jacking somebody in Left 4 Dead. Because I'd be cool at the end of the day, I'd be in the game, playing, having fun with everybody else. Then you get some knucklehead do something stupid, like, you know, don't rescue you. You rescue them, and then you get hit by somebody and they sitting there laughing at you. And you're like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be like that. So ain't nobody gonna come in and help me. Now I could have just sat there and just backed away from the game and said, you know, that's that you know, just leave it be, go to another game. I didn't. I did something about it. So I wasn't too proud about it, but long story short, they don't have accounts anymore. Forever. I wiped their account clean. Because I didn't appreciate the fact that I basically went in and did you a favor and helped you out, but y'all want to sit back and let me sit back and, yeah, I kind of wiped someone's account. So when I did that, I was like, that's it, we're done. You're off the system. And I punished myself at the end of the day. You're off the system. So the last Xbox 360 I had was the one I soaked in vegetable oil. I did that one. I cut off all ties with my clan and I left. And I have one friend that I still in contact with on my system that I still talk to her from time to time. Other than that, I walked away from the whole thing. Because when you start going down that road of doing that kind of dumb stuff, you don't deserve the system. And that's what I did. I punished myself. I took myself off the machine. Not only did I take myself off the machine, the only people that I can play with online have to be people that I actually know. They have to be family. That's it. And friends. That's it. I can't. My accounts are set up that you can't send me invites, nothing to. Because I don't trust myself. It's a video game at the end of the day. You know, you don't have to be taking it that personally. It's unnecessary. I had to deal with that road. I'm not too happy about it and how I acted. So they're having the same problem in Connects. People connect, not the Connects, the Quest 2. And there, you know, people want to be jerks, talk trash. At the end of the day, you don't have no idea what kind of people you could be having conversations with on the other end. I got skills. I can figure out things quickly and fast, but it's not necessary. When I hit that plateau, where that thought pops up, like, you know, we can figure this out quick. I go, nope, we're not doing this. Get rid of them. And that's what I did. Got rid of my glasses. Sent them back. Because we're not doing it. We're not going down that road. I'm not following Satan. We're not going down that road. Get rid of the glasses. If this is what causing you to sit and mess up, get rid of it. So I can never game online, ever. Because I don't know how to act right. Man, the freaking drama that goes on live, it's insane. It's insane. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. It is really crazy what goes on the console system. People cheat on their girlfriends, people cheat on their boyfriends, they get chatting with other guys and stuff, and weird stuff and video chat be going on. You know what I'm talking about. And then freaking clan arguments and fights break out and people threatening each other on game systems and stuff and all kinds of jacked up stuff, man. It's a game system. It's a game system. But I know myself because I did dumb stuff on myself. I heard all couples arguing in the background about it. One girl was in a room with a bunch of guys. I don't know what went on in there. And her husband came in and he was going off in the background and everything. I've seen people get divorced on systems where the woman come in crying, talking about her husband left her and it's over, the marriage ended. Literally witnessed that one. Oh my goodness. I'm like, this is freaking crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. There's a woman, my friend bumped, and she kept talking about my husband, I love my husband. There's nothing wrong with that, saying that. She was doing other stuff in that game setting she should not have been doing. You get a camera strapped on those things, you know what people do on those things. And apparently her husband came home and caught her doing some shit that we doing, and he got rid of her. And she's on this system crying, telling me he left me, you know, it's over, you know, our marriage is over, you know, I destroyed it. And she's confessing why and what happened. Then I'm hearing boyfriends and girlfriends over there discussing their freaking relationships and stuff. I'm like, my goodness. And that's the reason why I don't game online anymore. Oh, what people love. That's it. After the strangers, heck no. Xbox 360, best console, I say by far, for online gaming. Meeting crazy people and psychotic people at the end of the day, all day long. All freaking day long. Freaking Uno on the cameras at Texas Hold'em High, nothing but nut jobs on there. Maybe on Xbox 360, and people talking trash in the chat room. And the guy be like, what makes your system different from mine? Mine was a system that I actually took the entire 360 apart, dropped it into a UFO case, and integrated with the motherboard. It's integrated with the motherboard, so basically I can go in and I can basically change my gamer tag at will. Also too, I was hooked up to a what do you call it? I was masking my IP address. So Microsoft couldn't find me. Because last time they caught me with I got banned for modified hardware. I don't know how the freak they figured that one out. They actually went to my box and figured I had modified hardware in there and software. And I received a 99999999999. You know how that goes. 99999 ban, which means you got a lifetime ban. So good thing for me, I had a T1 set up, and I had 15 IP addresses on my account. So I just dropped that IP address and uplinked another one, and went right back in with a new account. Banned that one. I was like, oh, freak, they banned my account so quick. And I found out they're sending signals back and forth to the box. So I masked the IP address this time. So, boom. I'm telling you, bam. I brought my gamer tag back. And this time I learned that when I go in, I'm going on a ghost account. My gamer tag changes at will. Can't figure out who I am. Can't report what you can see. But I wasn't getting in any trouble. Oh yeah, I was getting in trouble. I was. Once you go with a ghost account, yeah, you think you're invincible. You start doing dumb stuff at the end of the day. There were some people pictures of my Xbox 360 how it was different and nervous. But it's fun though. I had a lot of fun on it. I did. I had a lot of fun. I just was doing stuff. When I got to the machine, I felt bad. Like, this was a Christian at the end of the day. You know you're not supposed to be doing this kind of stuff, man. Like, the guilt was unbelievable. I'm sitting there ridiculing myself, like, you know better. You're not supposed to be doing this kind of stuff. Why are you getting in arguments with these people? You're not arguing with these people at the end of the day and threatening them and all this stuff. You gonna have to get rid of the system, man. Right around the time the Xbox 60 was dying out, that's when I left. When I got the PlayStation, I got the PlayStation for VR. I had nobody on my account. People send me some of the games I would play. People send me requests and I block all of them. Any people I game with, you gotta be family or really close friend. That's the only way. Other than that, excuse me, I'm not gaming with you. And it's been happy ever since. Since I made that decision, it's been happy ever since. That's why I don't game online. You think you would learn something from the whole web TV incident. Didn't learn from that one. I did learn. I've seen some stuff on that one. Yeah, you gotta be careful who you talk to in the chat room. You gotta be really, really careful. You never know what. I mean, what as not human you may be talking to in a chat room. Do you think at the end of the day that everybody on the chat room is human? No, heck no. No. I witnessed something at the end of the day that basically changed my mind. I'm not going to chat room ever again. As long as I freaking live, I'll never walk in one. Ever again after what I just witnessed. Nope. You don't have no idea what you're talking to in chat rooms. You have no idea. If it's human or not, you don't know. Gotta be careful what you're speaking to, man. I had that web TV, which was pretty nice too. You know, I can get online through your TV and talking to the web MSN chat room and stuff like that. And I'm going in the chat room to make trouble. I'm not going in to talk to anybody. I'm in there just messing with people. That's what I'm doing. I got me and this other guy in there. We're flooding the room. Flooding the room is when you type in a bunch of random dumb nonsense. And he does it, and I does it, and you do it back and forth, and you don't have a chance to type in because they're flooding the room. That's what we're doing. And they ban us. We pop into another room. They ban us. We pop into another room. So I was in this one room, and this guy had this weird, strange name. It was weird. It's like it's old Hebrew. It was weird. Look at it. And he was talking something in there. So I would butt into people's conversations and start arguments. So me and him now are going at it, but he's not arguing with me. He's kind of like talking to me. I'm the one getting hostile. He's not getting hostile. He's warning me. Like, you don't want this at the end of the day. And I mean, what? What are you going to do? Come down here and see me at the end of the day? And he made a statement I'll never forget. He said, you're lucky it's not the hour at hand because I would morph and come see you. I'm like, morph? But you a Power Ranger? Yeah, he wasn't human. Because as I told you before, the Lord will protect you even when you're doing dumb stuff at the end of the day. And one night, my dogs were going off like crazy, man. They were barking like crazy, like somebody was trying to break into the house. And I was going to lift up the window in the kitchen because there's an alleyway in there. And I thought somebody was in the alleyway. Somebody had to go back in the alleyway and like the smoke crack in there. And that's what I thought was back there. And I'm the window up, and the window ain't lifting. And I'm pushing on the window, ain't lifting. And the Lord told me to stop. Look. And when I looked out the window, I saw it. It would look like something like if somebody had a Spider-Man suit on. It was all black. But it was moving back and forth. It was stuttering. Like you can literally see the frame rate. Like you see some of the frame rate when you watch a movie and it stutters, like a horror movie. It was doing that. That wasn't human. And I knew what it was because the Lord was telling me what it was. He was reminding me of the conversation of what I had. He was telling me, you were having a conversation, that's what you were talking to. And I couldn't get into the house, no, because I prayed over the house and the Lord was not going to allow anything to walk into the house at all, period. It was just looking, and I prayed and it disappeared. It left. The Lord had to leave. Man, I took that system, man, unplugged it, man, took it back to freaking Circuit City and got my money back. I was like, nope, never again. From now on, I'll stay far away from that too. Anything that's going to cause me to mess up and go down that road, the wrong road, I'm going to get rid of it, get it out of my path. That's what I do. Yeah, make a wheat field. And Lord's giving me directions on how to make a wheat field out of copper. So I decided to do an apple orchard. This one's my apple orchard. And if we do an apple orchard, we're definitely going to have to do it where the rabbits control that area. So we have to give them little homes under the ground. That's going to be pretty cool to hook up. For the apple for the rabbits. Rabbits are the farmers. We do the farm work for the king. They're entitled to free land. They pay no tax. There's no king's tax in the kingdom. They pay no wages. They just pay basically, and their labor for a certain amount of food that the king requests. It's not a lot. You know what I mean? They live a very comfortable, rich life. They all do. King is a good king. King and Henry are good friends, very good friends, of course. He's a good friend of the father. We'll call him the Giant King, the Giant Emperor. I'm going to call people kings because I'm going king with Jesus, so we have to change King Charles to something else. The king keeps an eye on his son. His son likes to play with the humans. So everybody works together. Now the ogres, like I said, they're just mischief. That's all they are. They don't come in and kidnap people and eat people. They're just mischief, that's all. They get in a lot of trouble. I'm not a big fan of George. George puts them in their place. They're afraid of George. And when we do the sunken pirate ship, we'll put a sea monster out there. Nothing scary. Not a sea monster. I think I'm going to do a sea monster. I'm going to have it near the shore where the rocks are crashing up, and I have the sea monster land against the shore, protect any ships from coming in and crashing against the shore. Protecting the ships that travel past. I'm also curious, what kind of sea monsters are them? Do they breathe fire? Or are there little people walking on top of it? What are those little people? How come I don't have those little people on me? Are we the same? Sea monsters curious. They speak a language I do not understand. I find them so interesting. So we must protect his other sea monster friends. Making sure the ships don't crash on the shore. Using his body as a barrier. It's a happy little kingdom, isn't it? I gotta watch that episode on Winnie the Pooh where Rabbit's trying to tell a story and they keep interrupting him with this crazy stuff, especially Tigger. Tigger keeps messing with Rabbit with some crazy stuff. Like, no, 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 no. That's not part of the story. The story keeps coming to life with different characters because they keep adding stuff to it. And Winnie the Pooh like, well, maybe there's a dragon in it. And the dragon pops up at her. Ah, no, there's no dragon in the story. Small dragon? Doop. It turns into a small dragon. He's like, no small dragon. Driving Rabbit nuts. Oh, I gotta watch that again. That's a funny one. Maybe it's a dragon that likes honey. Boop. The dragon starts eating honey. He's like, no, it's a regular dragon. Does it bounce? And he drove him nuts. Rabbit has to be the adult Winnie the Pooh. He has to be the adult. And the owl, yeah, because the owl just sits there and it just observes all that craziness going down. He just sits there and watches it all. Look at these guys again today. Igor's in his own mind, his own world in the day. Somebody made a horror film of come on, man, really? How messed up you gotta be at the end of the day to make a horror movie of freaking Winnie the Pooh? There's something mentally wrong with you at the end of the day. That's what my childhood. You deserve 2 flat tires and a broken windshield. Man, how you gonna mess that up? See, some people just do too much. They do too much at the end of the day. You know, it isn't necessary. Nobody wants to see all that crap. You're gonna be sitting there laying down, tucked in your sheets, in your blanket, can't move for jack, got that whole mummy thing going on, and some horror nonsense pop up on TV, and for some reason when it pop up, the TV's just extra loud. Like, you can't even block it out. Like, you can't even close your eyes and block out the sound. It's just too freaking loud when it comes on. Some crazy nonsense, man. Stuff you would have never seen in the morning time. They bring it up late at night. And then the crazy thing about it, you can't even find the remote control. It disappear. You can't find it. And then by the time it goes off and you're already freaking in nightmare stage, you find the remote control right there, right by you. Man, I could never understand that crap. And you would never see this movie ever again. You would never see no previews, nothing. I just randomly just popped up on your screen, just jack you up. This is why I watch cartoons all day. That's what. Because I don't have to worry about any of that stuff popping up like that. That happened a lot on watching regular TV. That's why I just stream everything. Because I know sometimes the streaming channels will pop it up. I try to get that commercial free. I'm worrying about that crazy nonsense popping up on me. That's what happened with that other nonsense. I ended up cutting my wrist by accident, and no, it wasn't by suicide. I'm not suicidal in any way whatsoever. It was by accident, installing speakers in a ceiling. And something popped up on the screen on the TV. We had laying against the wall. My buddy bought an 80-inch TV, and we had laying against the wall, showing the speakers in. And I was watching the screen while I was showing the ceiling speakers in. Some crazy movie popped on, freaked me out, man. And I'm sitting there cutting at the same time while I'm staring at this freaking nonsense. Freaking up cutting my wrist, only a little bit too. As a matter of fact, right there. I missed those 2 veins in between. If I caught that one and that one, I'd have bled out. But I only caught, it got me right there. I missed 2 major veins here and here. That's God watching over me. And I'm sitting there, and I'm holding my hand, there's blood shooting all over the place. And he comes in, and he's moving from the ring. The girl popped out of that well, freaked me out, man. And He's seeing the girl dancing on the screen because he's watching a freaking whatchamacallit came on the Homo or whatever trailer came on. I'm like, what the frick is going on here? They rushed me to the hospital and get to the hospital and the doctor's got to ask me 40,000 questions like, are you suicidal? And we need to get to consider for a little while. We have to put you through a psychiatric evaluation. As I just told you, and the person who's doing I'm doing the installment with just told you, there was an accident. Like I was watching, you know how crazy it is? I explained to a doctor, I was sitting there installing filling speakers, and the girl popped out of a well, and I cut myself across the wrist. Hey, ain't nobody believing that nonsense, man. So I'm sitting up there in a freaking psycho ward, freaking evaluation bullcrap, and then my people come up and say, yo, get him out of there. So they let me out. They signed me out. I was like, no one would ever believe this nonsense if I even told them that went down about a half an hour ago. Yep. Sheesh. Talk about being at the crazy stuff happening to you. That's why I told my buddy not to leave me. He had to go back to the house and lock it down. That's why he's going home. He had to be there for his kids coming in. I can understand that part. And he had to be home for something. And sure enough, with him not being there, he jerks at the end of the day. Brought in security. Because they thought I was trying to kill myself. I'm like, nah, what are you talking about? I said, no, I told you what happened. Now we having a conversation in there. I said, we're going to need you to take out your shoelaces. And I'm like, oh, you freaking kidding me? I got to go back to work. Stitch me up so I can get back to work. Yeah, man, my people came up there and said, yo, get me out of here. My people came up there. My mom was upset. But my mom's a peaceful person. It was my brothers and sisters that came there that was flipping off. That was going off up there. Hey, get him out of there. Yeah, lucky we don't sue you behind. Yeah. That's right. Brought them up there. They got that bread like that. They told my sue in the hospital. Yeah, get him out of there. So. What for? I'm trained. I'm gonna hit one of the doctors. They're already trying to get me on the fact of saying I was crazy in the head. Yeah, I'm gonna attack a doctor. That's just the dumbest thing you can ever think of at the end of the day. Because now they got me on an assault charge. They're already trying to get me on the fact of saying I'm crazy and I try to kill myself. They're gonna get me on an assault charge too. I ain't stupid at the end of the day. Let them play their game at the end of the day. You wanna play that game? No problem. My people come up, we lawyer up and sue the daylights out of y'all. All of y'all. So let them do what they had to do. I told them what happened. My boss finally came up there, explained the whole situation, everything that happened. He was a witness to the whole thing. So y'all had no business basically taking me anywhere at the end of the day. That's imprisonment right there. I can get you sued for that mess. False imprisonment. They was already up there talking about lawyers. But all that's not necessary. We made a mistake. Yeah, people start speaking at 100 miles an hour when you get lawyers involved in it all. My other brother had ties in the medical, because he went to school for medical, what's it for medicine and all sorts. He went to school for something, but he had a lot of ties up there too. I was like, yeah, I can make a couple phone calls. I know people, I know board directors and all that stuff. Yeah, I gotta eat it quick. He ain't supposed to be up here like this. What's wrong with y'all? Did he just tell y'all what he was up here for? I got my sisters yelling at the doctor. So he just tell y'all? He just told y'all, didn't y'all? So what's he up here for? They was going to lose it in there. I said, oh, somebody's going to get hurt. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Y'all give him anything? Y'all give him anything. My brother's like, y'all give him anything. I have one person saying give him anything. My brother said, you give him, what y'all give him? Well, they didn't give me anything. What y'all give him? What y'all was trying to give him? They were trying to give me something I was up there. So yeah, okay. Now they're more rowdy. My brother's the more civilized one. He went to school for it. He went to school for it. I know he does what medicine and medical records. He has medical records. That's what he does. He has medical records. He worked in the filter for a long time. He's up there for 15 years up there. So he was head of medical records. Head of medical records. We ran all that down in that bottom floor. They didn't know that. He came up there and said, what the frick are you doing up here? So that's my brother at the end of the day. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. Who was on staff? Who was on so-and-so? He just tell y'all so-and-so? What did he tell y'all? He was chewing them out. Don't make me get a hold of my supervisor. You know how to get a hold of my supervisor, right? And apologizing and everything. Man, you gotta be careful. You know what people you're talking to at the day. Who connected to what? I'm sitting there watching this whole thing go down like, oh shoot. Man, we got upset. He patched me up and everything. Oh, we're ready to work. Finish the job. The guy was like, you ain't gotta be here, man. Go home, so and so and so. I said, now I'm gonna finish this up, get this knocked out of the way. We gotta be in and install your TV. Just make sure you get done. You gotta pay a little more extra money on that. Coming back in. Go home and relax. And now we'll knock this out. We'll get this done. Well, they patched me up. I'm good. All that craziness popped off in a couple of minutes. That's why it come down. See that? All the fun we had talking. Boom. How crazy that build came out, looking all crazy looking. That's why we call it the crooked builds. I like these things, man, so much. Gonna get the water wheel. Put some salt on that. Pretty soon the owner's gonna be back. He's gonna be very excited about what we did to his setup over here. And they were like, yeah, this is what I was looking for. Thank you so much. Everybody to contact us. The master carpenters to come in and do the hookup. So let me see. I'm not even tired. Where do we want to go to next? I want to go work on that the bell tower a little bit. I got some detail I want to add over there. So I guess they're going to be calling me pretty soon. Sending over the kids. Yes, Master Builder. They're calling you over at the... Oh, there's stuff back here. They're calling you over to finish the job over there. Master Carpenter. Yeah. Whew. So it's okay. Boys, let's go over and start working on the tower again. Time to have a little change of scenery because we get to tightrope that thing. Yeah, okay, so let me grab something real quick. Have some paper because there's a section here I need to get. I couldn't get to it because the watermill is in the way. So we are going over to work on the tower right now. Yes, right now. They requested us over there to do the work over there. We're going to go right now. As we speak right now, they're getting us set up, Roger. Let's get right now. Put the waterfall in. Things right. Start working on the blue. Cleaning the blue in that section over there. We'll get that started. section over there. That's what we're doing right now. That's what is he doing over there? He's doing this over here. Over here, over there. The glue and paper and glue. Upside down furry face. Did you just give me the upside down furry face? How dare you? How dare you give me the upside down furry face? How dare you? I really know you to give me the upside down furry face. My cat giving me the upside down furry face. That's better. All right. Back here. That in there. Oh, man. Ooh. Yep. Got a nice little design to it. Right from the back. On the side, tabbing on that side. Over here, the dock house for our ships. Now right here in this spot right here, we are going to put a little, maybe I might put a, let me see, where am I going to put my stairs at? You can't hear. This is where it leads out to. It comes down here. It's supposed to be a path here. We got to redo all this again with more paper because we glued the daylights out of that. But there's a path that comes through here. And that goes across into the harbor over here on this side over there. So we need to put a little, I'd rather have little stairs in there. So we stop here, harbor stops here, the bridge right here on this side is here. So I do want to put right here, a little cart here with hay in it. And I do want to put tall stalks of wheat there. So most likely what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, we got right here, a little area right there. I'm going to put in a little area right here, a little ridge here, and that's going to lead to a nice footbridge right here, across here to here. That's going to go from here to here, from there. They can travel from here over to here, and then from here, with the bridge at, you can make a nice little walkway down here that leads to the bridge on this side over there. So we're going to make a rope bridge. It's going to have to be made with rope. That's the only way we're going to make it realistic. We have to make it with real rope. We do have real rope around here somewhere. It's tough to took it somewhere. But that's what we're going to have to do. No, I'm thinking about that now. Okay, I'm going to put that in now. Where's my but you know the room I gave you the fight with. Talkative. Put on my patio. Give your rope. Give my one. I got it around this corner. There somewhere. Rope. He gave him a big bundle of rope. How did he do that? You're good. Use that. I don't know if you see the window. Take it back to your little hut. Check it there. Duck. Nice wonderful. Alright, let me see. Oh, wait. Can we use this? Because we have enough for this. So we have this left over. We got some. We can probably complete his. We have some right here we can use. So we can keep his. Okay. I don't know what we did with his. It's around here somewhere. But we'll just grab this instead. Alright. Almost done. We have to put in our church and our blacksmith and all that stuff like that. So this looks too big. So Whew, this is going to be an interesting build, but let's see what we can do with it. Let's get all this stuff out of the way because this rope sticks to everything. Okay. That works from here to here. So those should be there. Those should be here. Right there. I need some of these for the church bells too. Alright. Yep, Meryl's definitely a word for it. Meryl is definitely a word for it, buddy boy. Take Meryl. Yeah, we're gonna get to that clock tower, but we requested to put in a bridge. The guy was like, okay, you built it, right? So how am I supposed to get off this thing? We got you. We got you. We're working on it. We're working on it. We got you. You're gonna go work on the clock tower. There's no way to get up and no way to get to this thing. We got you. We got you. Let's see. Watch your fingers, bird. Okay. Let's see how we're doing this. Should I do it this way? Which will make it more authentic, but I'd rather just do it this way instead of just glue it around. And there's less glue we can use. And that's a rope. I'm in the bar laughing about this. He already thought we was going to leave him with no way to get back into the wheat mill. Like, that guy is such a shenanigans, I tell you. Well, were you really going to leave him there? Honestly, to tell you the truth, yes. Yes, we were. He'd be good. He could spend the night up there. Wait a minute. Here, two. Let's see. I'm gonna have to bring this down some. Yeah. Oh yes, another nice sink to it right there now. I like it. I like it. So were you going to leave him up there? No, we weren't going to leave him up there. Be honest. Yes, we were. We're going to leave him up there. His wife could use a break from him. So we'll be back in the morning. What's he so mad about? Yeah, he definitely will be mad. There's no chimney on the wheat mill. The wheat mill is basically not designed for... We didn't put a chimney on it. I'm trying to decide where we're going to put a chimney on this thing. Most likely probably yes, put a chimney on it. Well, if it's for grinding, I guess it's, yeah, because it gets cold and it's definitely going to be cold in here in the winter time. So we're definitely need a chimney up there. We'll put a little smokestack up there. Our Bridget's going to have little lights in it. See if we get this to work. I'm trying to think. If I put it there, no? I would say better here. Because you have a water path here. Come back. Just a minute. So you need to drop a little bit to put the whatchamacallits in, to put the planks in. So here and here would be great. I'm going to drop the planks in one by one. Oh. Thing has a mind of his own. It wants to just leave. Get in there. Need to stay in there. What is the deal with you not wanting to stay where you're supposed to stay? Stay there. 2. Let's go up here. And right there. Ouch, really? Brownie bird? That happens a lot. You weren't in there. Or were you in there? I don't know. Ouch, ouch, ouch. There we go. Got a nice little bridge put in there. Nice little shaky bridge. Whew. putting in our tiny little stairs. There's a crooked little stairs. A little walkway. Yeah. Ugh. Time do we have? Oh man, we've already been here this long? Jeez, it's late. It's like 1:36, people. I gotta go. Let me see. Gee, wait, it's almost like 2 o'clock. We've been already this long? Gee, what's the race? Because I don't live too far. Plus, living by yourself. Yeah, nobody to yell at you when you get home. Like, what the frick? It's like freaking 1 o'clock in the morning. You should have been here. Like, so wherever you at? What about that nonsense? Which means basically you are coming in at 1 o'clock in the morning. You ain't working at the end of the day. Whatever. But still, you know, and if you are working, you still get that flag. You know you get that flag. You're supposed to be in here, so and so. You're supposed to be telling your lady this and that. Great for that. Who you person who you been with? I know you've been with somebody. Let me see your phone. See, that's what I mean. That nonsense with them. Some of you ain't got to go through that bull crap. Some of you just come in and they figure, hey, you probably worked a late night shift. How was your work? It was crazy. I decided to stay a couple extra shifts. So, okay, well, I made you dinner. It's in the refrigerator, so. And people say, what about you? I'm a chef. I went to school for it. I'm good. I think I have no problem with that. And on top of it, all my family members cook. Every time I turn around, somebody tossing me food. I got food right there, right now. 3 different Thanksgiving dinners. You want anything? You hungry? I'm like, no, I'm good. Are you sure? No, I'm good. I just ate to somebody else's over 2 minutes ago. Oh, man. And winter weight. I started dropping my winter weight when we started dropping ours in April. Actually, no, we got to start earlier this time. In January, we started dropping winter weight. Because then all the holidays are done. Get back to my 1 meal a day. One soup a day. Look at you, Karate Cat. Like, Dad, you know what time it is? I know. Time for us to cadaddle. Shadaddle for battle. I had no idea it was that late. Let me grab on. Oh, shoot. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed the bill. Thank you for your time, for stopping by and hanging out with me. Be safe. Seek God and God bless. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with the amazing builds. And if it weren't for Him, we'd never be to get any of this done. Thank you for your time, and God bless.